were in Peoria.
Peoria?
You know, because movies shoot there. James Caan, Thief, that was shot there. Like,
was that shot there?
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
watched that movie 2 months ago.
Yeah.
There's got to be a sketch out there where they just make fun of like how overtly racist like every cop and tough guy was in any of those like James Caan, Thief. I'm just thinking of all those movies that I recently watched. I think Blowout was like that. 48 Hours was like that. Serpico. Having said that, they're all great movies. But I also think that's another thing that kind of pulled me like into the sadness, going back to that time in my life or whatever, like all that, that weird shit of your childhood where it was like awesome because you didn't have any bills and you were free, but then there's all the other bullshit attached to it or whatever. I also like, what I do like about like when I saw, what was the one? I saw the Michael Mann movie Thief with James Caan. What I love about that early 80s era is it was such a bad era for American cars, and watching them try to get a cool car for the lead, because that was a big deal back in the day. What kind of car is this guy going to drive? Was, I felt, equally as important as the actor. You know what I mean? I wish two-tone paint, different colors, and better interiors would come back.
I am the last guy in the world that you want to fuck with.
Dude, I told you this one. I watched this one movie called Dark Night of the Scarecrow. All right? And it was like back in the day, a lot of horror films were scarier than today's because they had bad special effects. It was all about building up the suspense. So I watched this movie, Dark Night of the Scarecrow. And I'm trying to remember. It was basically, there was some special needs guy, which was a big trope in fucking horror movies, I think, back in the day, right? Some mentally challenged kid, and some woman died. The hot chick in the town died, and I think the guys, the cool guys in town did something to her and killed her. So they blamed the special needs kid. They were like, it was him. He was like, he was like one of these guys. He was like, still living at home. He was like 24 or something. So they fucking chased him out into a cornfield, and the kid was trying to hide, and he got into the scarecrow. And then they saw him in there, and they all knew he was in there. They're all acting like, what is it? And they fucking blew the guy away. All right? So then, like, the next day, a couple days later or whatever, one of the guys that helped kill him is hanging in his house with his hot girlfriend, and she's just going like, hey, I really appreciate all the work you've done around here, blah, 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 blah. And she goes, yeah, when did you, and when did you put up the scarecrow out in the field? He goes, I didn't put a scarecrow up there. And then they just cut to the field. It's like, kink, that noise, and the fucking thing is out there. The same fucking dude. And this guy goes back and starts killing all of the guys. Dude, it was so fucking scary. I was actually rooting for the townspeople. I was rooting against the special needs kid who was killed. I wanted him to kill him again just so I could the movie would be over. Why would you want to feel like that? Why would you just want to sit there being like, fuck?
Speaking of crying, I put on the Criterion channel. It has tear in it too. Criterion Ion, the Criterion channel. And I watched John Carpenter's Escape from New York. I hadn't watched that. I watched that on cable when it came out in the mid-'80s, and I fucking loved it. I went back and I watched it. It was great. It was, I would say it kind of reminded me of like the Road Warrior or like the Terminator in sort of the rawness of it. But I feel like those movies took from John Carpenter's style. He kind of came up with that first. All right. Escape from New York / St. Louis. I actually watched that movie the other day, and I really enjoyed it. Hadn't seen it in a while. It was fantastic. Excuse me. Hi, Bill. Big fan, and thanks for all the laughs. You're welcome.
I heard on the podcast that you just watched Escape from New York. I really like that movie, too. It's a classic 80s sci-fi action flick that I think still holds up if you don't take it too seriously, which I honestly think is the way Carpenter and Russell intended it. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's 100% still held up. Hey, it's on the Criterion Channel. It's obviously a quality movie, right? The music is great, and love all the little details, too. Like Isaac Hayes' Cadillac with the chandeliers attached to the front is amazing. I like that, too. I don't know if you know this or not, but it was actually shot in St. Louis. You know the Brains hideout? That's actually the Fox Theater. Get the fuck out of here. I play that place. The place you've played and are about to play again in a couple of months. That part of town had a big fire in 1976, and the city just never cleaned it up, so it worked perfect for post-apocalyptic dystopian New York. I finally learned what dystopian means. It means it takes place in the future and society has unraveled. It's worse than it is now. Something like that. I probably said it wrong. Carpenter convinced the city to shut off electricity to that part of the town for shooting, and the rest is history. I didn't know that. Thank you for that. Thanks for everything, and go make sweet, passionate love to yourself. Also, if you're interested, here is a link, I think it meant, to an article and a short documentary. Of course, I don't have the link. I'll get it from Andrew.
No, it was a fucking great movie. You know what's funny is when I was watching it and I was thinking about Kurt Russell, and I was thinking how he did that Big Trouble in Little China. I'm like, he's literally mocking his own performance in Escape from New York. And I was thinking, like, I wonder if that pissed John Carpenter off. And then I saw that John Carpenter directed that movie also. So they were kind of making fun of this genre of movies that they helped create, which I thought was really cool. And both of them totally worked, because Snake Plissken is a total fucking badass. But there's, of course you can look at a movie and make jokes about it, but like, it's still a fucking great movie. But then Big Trouble in Little China, he was just sort of making fun of that whole like leading man action hero thing, which I love too, right in the height of it too. Not like looking back a decade later like some hipster cunt. You know what is funny about hipsters?